Hey guys, welcome back to some more early morning AFK Arena. Today we're over on the test account and the brand new patch is up, which means we get our new Mauler hero, guys. So let's check out exactly what this unique hero looks like. And there it is. It is a little tiny peanut, kind of like a star. Very, very cool looking. You can see there's like a little needle, almost like a scorpion right on the back. So very cool. Let's run through these skills and abilities, see what this hero is all about. Let's see. So Groundbreaker summons a young Nadia who inherits 120% of the initial attributes and it's immune to crowd control effects. Okay, pretty cool. If Nadia is already on the battlefield, she breaks out of the ground in the most dense area. So that's going to be a big thing, guys, for doing damage, causing AoE damage, knocking them in the air. She then taunts enemies within range. She is a tank, guys. So a little tiny tank. She taunts them for 5 seconds while her health is reduced to no less than 20% in 5 seconds. So she has a taunt, but it's not going to kill her, which is pretty cool. While Nadia is alive, each time a summoned entity dies on the battlefield, she absorbs its essence and grows. Wonder if she gets bigger in combat. That would be a really cool effect. Recovering health and increasing her initial attack rating and max health. She can grow up to 5 times, of course, 5 heroes. When any enemy hero uses their ultimate skill while Nadia's taunting, all allied heroes' defense rating are increased by 40%. That's a pretty big defense rating increase. Okay, I like the first one. We got some crowd control in there. We got some taunting, which is good. Sandy Citadel. She manipulates surroundings and grants all allied heroes a sand shield. Okay, we got a shielding aspect while pilfering 50% of the current enemy's shields and converting it into the sand shield value. So if you have shielding units, this is going to be really strong. Sand shield cannot be dispelled, and once ended, it deals damage equaling 100% of the total pilfered shield value of the enemies. That's pretty cool. That's pretty unique. So she is actually going to take stealing or pilfering the shield of the enemy. When an enemy receives a shield with their sand shield is active, 50% of shield value is pilfered again and converted into that sand shield. Deals Naroko deals increased damage to all enemies. Damage dealt to all enemies is increased to 20% of max health. That's pretty good for a tank. I do like that when they add it on a tank. When an enemy with the sand shield is attacked by an allied hero, the enemy loses health for 150% of the attack rating. This effect can be triggered 2 times every 1 second. Wow. Dusty Torpedo. She rings her bell and summons 3 sandfish. I think this is specifically what Dolly was talking about with the things coming up out of the ground. 3 sandfish that smash into no more than 3 enemies with the highest attack rating. Each sandfish deals damage once equal to 200% of the attack rating, then dies. 2240. And then, of course, this is the engraving. When a sandfish dies, it explodes, dealing damage to 150% of the attack rating to nearby enemies and stunning them. So again, guys, that's going to be interesting. So each sandfish deals damage, then dies, and it explodes for a ton of damage and a stun right there, guys. That's going to be pretty strong. That is going to be a pretty strong ability. And then the monstrous Morpheus. Start of the battle, young Nadia and Naroko enter the battlefield together. Each time they take damage equal to 5% of the maximum health. She grants healing to all allies for 75%. So she has a big healing effect in there, which is awesome. You see cumulative damage to 20%. She restores 5%. Once Nadia has grown 5 times, she becomes an adult worm crawler. Her normal attack will deal an additional damage equal to 3% of the max health. When she becomes an adult worm crawler, she sprays venom 5 times against each random. So that's her 60, guys. That's the E60. Each spray deals damage equal to 200% of the attack rating. Therefore, the death of every 3 summoned entities sprays venom again. All right, so pretty interesting. And I'm hoping that with her being a tank, she's going to have the ability to actually live. There's the tremor bell, guys. We got a buff out there. So each time she grows, she permanently increases her ally hero's attributes by 2% of her attack rating up to 5 times. This effect remains after she dies. That's a pretty big buff as a tank, guys. And then 4% of the attributes are increased by 4%. Attributes are increased by 8% of her attack rating. Venom sprayed by her reduces the target's defense by 10% for 8 seconds. It can stack up to 5 times, guys. 10% for 8 seconds, stacking 5 times. That's a 50% reduction. That is kind of crazy. That is really, really strong. When she uses her ultimate ability, she restores Nadia's health by 100%, so fully healing. When Naroko receives fatal damage, she spends 3 growth stacks and becomes immune to all damage while recovering 50% health. 9 of 9 on her is going to be a requirement, guys, because that's going to be massive as a cheat death within here as a tank. Loving her. I am absolutely loving her, guys. Very, very cool to see. Let's see what she looks like in combat, though. Wow. So right there's Nadia. That is the sandworm, guys. That is pretty cool. And the sandworm moves. I thought it was stationary. Look at that, guys. I can see her working, guys. An invade team with look at the sand shields that are around there. But I can see her working incredibly well with an invade team, guys. Because essentially you're getting 2 heroes. Because you have Nadia and you have her. That is awesome. That is really, really cool. Let's test her out up here and see what this looks like. All right, so who did they give us in here? They gave us Kren. Okay, so we got 2 Maulers in here. And I know Tank, I'm going to leave her front line because she is a tank. You know what? I'm going to put her counterpoint. Look, she is actually about the same size as a star. Then I'm going to put some support back here. This gives us the SP effect. Again, just kind of playing around with it. Nadia comes right out of the gate. Look at the range, guys. Nadia is attacking quite a ways away. Wow, that is really cool from a tanking aspect. Damage is there too. That's what I was thinking is overall on the build. Has a taunt, has some mitigation. And again, I believe it is Nadia that is doing a lot of the damage in here, but you have 2 heroes that are actually attacking, which is awesome. I'm really liking the hero, guys. That is really cool. But all right, guys, so that'll do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about this hero. And as always, thank you guys for watching.